About 6 a.m. headed to the office. And today it's going to be kind of what I talked about before, and that is making sure that he has something to do today. That's going to be something that I need to like really harp on myself about, because again, if he doesn't have something to do, he will sit around and do nothing. And I'm trying to get him into this thing where he's comfortable there from like 8 to noon, because so far this first month has kind of been like training, being a cool boss, letting him go a little early damn near every day if there's nothing going on. Like that in it, like basically like leaving at 11 a.m. is not out of the ordinary, and he still gets paid till noon. So just being a cool boss, but at the same turn, like I gotta like kind of reel that in a little bit. So I have a ton of shit to do in order to get prepared for on the 15th of this month. I have to fly to Chicago to help basically integrate a client into another client, migrate, and of course I've been tasked with literally everything. So I got to get him to a point where he's becoming more self-sufficient. I've been thinking a lot about even like the server level stuff, like again, because I don't want to be in operator mode my whole life. And in the same turn, it's like, you don't want to just give somebody keys to the castle all at once, the first month or so. But I guess if I had multiple people, I could kind of designate, okay, you got desktop support, you got server support, blah, 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 whatever. But I think what I really need to do is just go ahead and, give him full access, give him the keys to the castle, and then the next person the same thing, so that there's not a thing where like, there's one person who thinks that they're higher or better than everybody else, in the sense of, oh, well, I have all the passwords for everything, so, I kind of feel like I don't have to do the day-to-day grunt work. Anybody that I hire is going to be doing the grunt work. Their desktop support, entry level, and I just got to get it into my head that it's the way it's got to be. Again, I got to get out of operator mode, and we only a month in. Like, shit's not gonna happen overnight. This is not. But I have got to get myself out of operator mode, and that's like my core goal with this employee over the next 6 months, is just training him to do as much as I can, and also training him to, and this will just come with time, but training him to look for stuff to do. Don't just, at like 10 o'clock, when I haven't, given you a bunch of stuff, don't just sit around. Like, there's shit to do. You just got to look for it. I remember when I was like, a little ass kid working, delivering pizzas for this place downtown, and, I'm the pizza delivery driver, and, I come in and I just stand around because there's nothing to do. I'm not delivering a pizza. And I remember one time this dude Jerry, who was like the manager dude, gave me this funny ass look. I was probably there about a couple weeks, maybe a month, and gave me this funny ass look, and he's like, hey, there's a bunch of shit to do around here, man. Like, help out, cut up some vegetables, do something, make some boxes, do something, take out the trash, do something. And guess what? As soon as I start doing that, even though that's menial bullshit, the day just flew by. There's now stuff to do. Instead of just sitting around doing nothing, now I got shit to do. So I got to try to find something for him to do. And I think I kind of got it. We have this help desk software. There's always alerts popping off in there. There's always something going on in there. Always some kind of alert. Users' computers doing something stupid. So I'm actually traveling to the office 2 hours early this morning. I'll probably be there about an hour and a half early this morning, in order just to basically make sure that I have the ability to not only prepare myself, but to create a humongous ass list of all the shit that I need him to do today. I want to fill his whole 4 hours up with shit to do. And then, and then once that's done, just keep him till noon, because now that he's been here a month, I want him on the phones. Because up to this point, even though his phone rings, he never picks it up. So And if you want to get out of operator mode, you gotta let them pick up the phone too, and you gotta let them, gotta let them sink. You gotta let them, fail. And that's the name of the game in a lot of this shit. Even whenever you start a business, probably your first business it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna fail. That's the way shit goes. I mean, I can't even tell you how many businesses I've been involved in, like starting off trying to get involved with other friends and shit, and it just did not work, and it set me back years. If you're considering going into business with a friend, you need to fucking reconsider, man. Seriously. The first time I went into business with a friend, like he was a good friend, like fucking we were like roommates, all that shit. Dude, he didn't want to do no work, didn't want to put in no time, didn't want to do none of that shit. That failed. Then I had another fucking friend, good friend, dude, hung out with all the fucking time, man. Damn near every motherfucking day. And then we had an idea to start a real estate company. And guess what happened? Very fucking first transaction he stole from us. The very first transaction. He said he went to the courthouse and he left all our money laying on a counter. Dude, I called the fucking courthouse later and talked to the fucking deputy or whatever that was on duty during the proceedings of the courthouse fucking, auction or whatever. And he was like, nah, bro, I know, I saw that dude. He didn't leave nothing. And then we confronted him about it and basically just split ways. So I'm trying to tell you, dude, if you want to fucking do something out here in life, man, get out of this like fantasy land of your friends or some dude that you know or some kind of bullshit, because at the end of the day, you guys are not going to be on the same level. You guys are not going to have and share the same dreams, and you guys are not going to do the same amount of work, and whoever ends up doing the most work is going to, be pissed off at the one who isn't doing the work. And that's just going to lead to some bullshit, dude, and you're going to be like, fuck this shit. I'm trying to see if I get that moon up there. That's a fucking straight on shot to the moon. Must be some good fucking luck, dude. I don't know, man. Lone Jack Moon. So today's all about getting this boy tasked, getting this boy ready, getting some shit for this boy to do so that he ain't sitting around on his ass. And I know that's probably kind of a theme for a lot of companies, is especially when you hire somebody, doesn't matter what kind of job it is, if you ain't got somebody out there training them, or they ain't, riding along or tagging along with somebody, dude, just a lot of like chicanery is gonna go, a lot of like laziness, a lot of scroll on the phone bullshit's gonna happen. So trying to find him something to do today. So on a better note, the reason why I'm so fucking lit up and happy this morning is because I have literally spent like the last I think it's like 6 fucking days working on this complex bullshit issue. Anybody that works with Microsoft know they're a bunch of fucking assholes, man. So I was trying to get this thing set up because the way that the IT world is headed is that everything is headed to the cloud, everything is headed to Azure, everything is headed to basically, logging in using online, your Office 365 credentials, and the way that you do that is these days is you have to sync up your Active Directory server, all the accounts, with the Office 365 server. So of course, first sync, trouble, big time trouble. Created a bunch of bullshit accounts, and now I gotta find a way on how to basically take those accounts and say, okay, yeah, those accounts that were created, we gotta get rid of those, and we gotta resync so that the Active Directory accounts know where to sync. But of course, every freaking thing that I found is all these commands that, guess what, don't work anymore. So Microsoft has this funny way of basically creating all these methods for you to do shit, and then just saying, oh, you know what, fuck that, we're gonna create a whole new method. All those commands, those no longer even work. So those 5,000 fucking, how-to guides on YouTube and all that shit that tell you how to do all this shit, yeah, follow all that shit. And guess what? ain't none of it gonna fucking work. So I spent 4 days, man, fucking 4 days, just fucking in circles, dude. And then I'm getting like Saturday, I'm getting like, you know, a little bit of a, you know, kind of getting my bearings about it. Then Sunday, it's like I worked fucking 12 hours yesterday on this shit, dude. So not only did I get the shit synced, I got the shit documented, and that's just the user accounts, because the fucking goal is to get the computers synced up and get the computers under management from online management. So, and of course, you know, you have to enroll them, and dude, in the end, spent like another fucking, I don't know, 4-6 hours working on that. Got it all done. Got it all done. Got it all done. Now the next one, which is basically an autopilot system. Gonna be working on that this week. So in the end, basically the gist of the story is that my business is moving forward because I'm learning shit every day to make the business better and better. It's fucking grit. Grit. Show up, work your fucking ass off. That's what it's about. I'm a Midwest in it. I keep saying that. I'm a MSP in the Midwest. Did 150 last year and gonna do more this year. So if you like this kind of content, like, follow, subscribe, all that shit. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.